Disclaimer, there will be spoilers mentioned in this video, so if you haven't seen this film and don't want me to give anything away about it, this is your warning to go watch it first and then come back. Also, everything said in this video is just my opinion based off of personal experiences. Feel free to agree or disagree as you wish. After all, this is just a personal critique. Enjoy the video! As a romance screenwriter, it's kind of surprising how I haven't criticized the To All the Boys franchise yet, and today we're gonna change that, starting with the first movie. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Huge disclaimer, I have not read any of the books, so this critique is solely based off of just the movie and my knowledge of the movie. I know a lot of people hate it when books get turned into movies because they never really get it right, and I'm sort of one of those people. The books I read have never really been turned into movies. Maybe I can actually change that. Anyway, let's get started. To All the Boys I've Loved Before was released in August of 2018, but the book was released in 2014 by Jenny Han, directed by Susan Johnson, and screenplay written by Sofia Alvarez. I think that's how you say it. Lana Condor plays Laura Jean, and Noah Centineo plays Peter Kavinsky, aka our main characters. Our story starts in Portland, Oregon, when Laura Jean says goodbye to her older sister Margot, who is going off to college in Scotland. And Laura Jean is both sad and terrified of this because her junior year of high school is about to start. Margot was always there for her during high school and, well, not anymore. How heartless. So we start to learn some things about Laura Jean. Like, for instance, we learn that she has a crush on Margot's boyfriend, well, now ex-boyfriend, Josh. And we also learn that every time Laura Jean has a crush on a guy, she writes a love letter to him, but never actually sends it. They're just for her. And after we get a peek into her life at school, which looked just like mine during freshman year of high school. Very lonely. We also get to meet Laura Jean's best friend, Chris. We also meet her enemy, aka Chris's cousin, Jen, and one of the guys she wrote a letter to, Peter Kavinsky, who is currently dating Jen. Later on, we, the audience, watch Laura Jean's little sister, Kitty, get her hands onto the letters and ultimately sends them. So after Laura Jean finds out about this fact from Peter that the letters are out, she ends up fainting, makes out with Peter to like get away from Josh, who was apparently going towards them. So yeah, after freaking out, Peter meets up with Laura Jean and he makes a very wild offer to have a fake dating relationship. And he wants to do this to make Jen jealous because they just broke up. Because if Jen is jealous, then maybe she will get back together with him. Laura Jean agrees to this offer to avoid the awkwardness of her feelings for Josh and also to make sure that her feelings for Josh are never exposed. So Laura Jean and Peter make a contract, which just has some movies that they're gonna watch together on it. But it also has rules like no kissing, no snitching, and also that they have to go to a ski trip together. Okay, this just goes to show you how nitpicky I am, but honestly, I'm sure other people have noticed too. But when Peter writes down the words ski trip, we see him do this. He writes them like bold and scratch like, but then literally in the next shot, it's a completely different font. Little stuff like this just bothers me so bad. So they start doing things to convince people, like the whole school, that they're dating, like holding hands, giving each other notes, and putting his hand in her back pocket. Okay, so I've said this multiple times in movies that revolve around high school, but no one cares what you do. Granted, they are only lying to everyone they know. The school is like the only place primarily see Jen. So pretty much everyone is convinced that they are actually dating. And after a party, Laura Jean and Peter have a heart-to-heart talk about relationships and how Laura Jean is secretly scared of dating and losing someone again, like how she lost her mom. We also learn about Peter and how his dad also walked out of his life, but like intentionally, not like Laura Jean's mother. So they start to grow closer, kind of as friends, because they start learning that they have things in common. However, Laura Jean is starting to catch feelings for Peter again, but like for real, because middle school didn't happen when she first fell in love with him. Now this is real. But she's trying to back out of the fake relationship because she knows she has feelings for Peter, especially right before the ski trip. Peter's like, no. And when the ski trip comes around, Laura Jean just tries to avoid Peter at all costs. However, However, her friend Lucas tries to tell her that Peter might actually have feelings for her back and that he's waiting in the hot tub for her. Of all places, why a hot tub? I don't know. So she confronts Peter, and all signs show that it's true that he does indeed like her, and they start real dating. But after the ski trip, Jen tells Laura Jean that after the whole hot tub night, Peter went to go sleep with Jen. After hearing this, she confronts Peter, and it's true, and they break up. But just when things are looking bad, they get so much worse because Peter tries to explain everything to her again, but Josh is there and he's like,
leave her alone.
And then Margot finds out that Laura Jean had a crush on Josh and everyone hates her basically. Laura Jean rips up the contract. And okay, again, the word ski trip is in a different font again. How many papers did they use? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about the font. We also find out that someone posted a video of Peter and Laura Jean making out in the hot tub. So after making up with Margot and asking her for help, the video gets taken down. Also, Laura Jean finds out that Kitty mailed the letters and she almost murders her, but she didn't, so whatever. And it seems like life is going back to normal, back how it was before all this boy drama. Ew. But when Laura Jean goes back to school, she sees that the same someone posted a picture on her locker of Peter and her in the hot tub. So Peter tells like the whole hallway that nothing actually happened that night, which, okay, I love the public display of fighting for her, but again, no one really cares. This isn't actually solving anything, Peter. So okay, so the someone that I was talking about is Jen. We all know it's Jen. She clearly posted the video and the picture on the locker, and Laura Jean confronts her. Jen keeps denying that she did either of those things, but she does confess that she will always despise Laura Jean for kissing the boy she liked back in middle school. That's how Laura Jean and Peter kind of like knew each other, is from middle school, and they played spin the bottle and Laura Jean landed on Peter, and so they kissed and Jen is really upset about it. And Laura Jean doesn't really know how to react to this, so she kind of just moves on, and she makes up with Josh and finally comes to terms with her feelings for Peter. She still likes Peter and wants to be with him. So in the last 5 minutes of the movie, she confronts Peter and finally tells him how she really feels. Peter also tells her that the reason he was in Jen's room during the ski trip was to tell her that it was officially over between the two of them and that they were never getting back together and that he was in love with Laura Jean. And the movie ends with them kissing and walking off into the sunset. So now it is time for me to give my overall thoughts on this movie and rate it out of 5 stars. I really love this movie. Despite small little mistakes like the contracts font, I think this movie was really well done. I love the writing and I really love the editing style. It's like so unique to this franchise and I just love it. It's so cute. And honestly, I might do some of that editing myself with my movies. But I also really like Laura Jean and her style, and she was a really good character. She was quite relatable, and even though some of her decisions are a little bit questionable, to be honest, I was in junior year, I would have done the same thing. I would have made the same decisions that she made. Oh, for one thing, I definitely would not have agreed to a fake relationship because I was very closed off in high school, and I would only choose guys as my boyfriend if I actually liked them. I got hit on quite a bit, not as much as like the usual popular girls, not to brag. Let me not do that. I had to make a lot of rejections, but it was also because I'm the kind of person that only dates for marriage, so I didn't want to waste my time on someone that I know I wasn't going to marry. Now, my first boyfriend, I don't really count him because we only dated for like 3 weeks, and I never really liked him that much anyway. He was just the first guy to ever flirt with me, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. After that, I was careful about the guys I would actually let talk to me, form a friendship with. I got hit on by the weirdos, you know, the ones that never shower. Sam, however, I fell in love with immediately. What I'm trying to say is I would not have gone for a person like Peter if I only knew him like how Laura Jean did. How caring he is and his personality with her does reveal what kind of a great person he really is. Relationships can reveal so much about a person, and that's both a good and bad thing. On the good hand, they might actually be so much more lovable, and their persona that they give off is so much more softer. You know, maybe they try to act all tough, but deep down they're just like a teddy bear inside, just like Sam actually. And then on the bad hand, they might show how truly terrible of a person they are, especially in relationships, like the guys I dated before Sam. But since it's just you two, apparently it's fine trying to show off your terrible personality, which it's not. Peter did surprise me, and I do think that he is a great character as well. Jen was also a great antagonist and also a really good mean girl. Like, she was truly evil. To be honest, Peter and Jen dated for years. Honestly, I'm just now realizing that I had a Jen in my life. She would actually do the exact same thing and try and pull Sam and I apart. Yeah, I kind of like Jen a little less now. But I'm gonna try and look past that because it's not about me. Stop talking about yourself, Caitlin. Oh my gosh. The only character I truly do not like is Kitty. Okay, so yes, Peter and Laura Jean would not have gotten together if it wasn't for Kitty. I understand that. But she invaded her sister's privacy. And the rest of the time, Kitty is just such an annoying character. I understand she's supposed to be the comedic character. Every line she has, there's like a little switch in my brain that goes off like, oh no, the worst character is talking.
Shut her up right now.
That's a little much. I mean, no offense whatsoever to the actress Anna Cathcart, but this character does get worse later on as she grows up, even in her own show. If I ever get around to criticizing that show, just know that I have a lot of opinions about it, especially because she thinks she has the right to be in every single person's business. Now, you're probably like,
oh, Caitlin, don't you know that's just how younger siblings act? You would know since you're the youngest of 3 boys.
Yes, I was really annoying when I was young, and I would always try to play with my brothers, but that's because I was the only girl and they would always shut me out during video games. But this has nothing to do with the fact that she's the youngest sibling, because she continues to act like this as she grows up. I, for one, have changed drastically over time, and you might still know people who are the youngest in their families who still act like a brat. Yes, they do exist, but I personally don't think that's what it is. It's not that, guys. I give this movie 4.5 stars because I'm trying to get over my pickiness and my dislike for Kitty. Yeah, I'm just gonna take away half, okay? Just half. Other than that, I think this movie is really perfect, actually. I'm also trying to look past the fact that this high school is also unrealistic. But because of those reasons, I'm just gonna take away half a star. But I really do love this movie, and I really do want to make my romance movies kind of similar to this, mainly the editing style. And I do hope you guys enjoyed this video because I would love to critique the rest of this franchise. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's critique. I hope you have enjoyed it. Once again, let me know any movies you would like for me to critique in the comments below, or for Sam and I to critique. There's always guest options now. I will see you guys in the next film or Cowan critique. Bye!